Hey, welcome back. We're the Kanpai Guys. We kanpai so you don't have to.
Unless you want to.
Today we'll be looking at the re-release of the Asahi Maru F.
Brought back from 1986.
That's right.
Yeah.
28 years later.
Brought back from the dead.
The Fortune Phoenix.
If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you like this video, don't forget to give us a like. And please hit the bell notification for updates when we go live or publish new videos. So I actually found this beer in the store the other day. The gold can and the Phoenix logo stood out. So I thought I'd pick it up, not really knowing what it was or much about it.
Right, it looks very retro to me.
Yeah.
The can design.
But it seems like this one has some history behind it.
Right, so after you told me you picked it up, I did a little bit of digging, and it turns out this beer, which is referred to as the Maru F, or the Circle F, I guess you would say. This is actually a re-release of a beer Asahi produced back in the 80s, so 28 years ago. And they just, for some reason, decided to bring it back this year. It was this month, actually just a few days ago, that they put it on the market. Only a couple days after it was released, Asahi announced that they are halting production of this beer due to the fact that it was just too popular and too many people bought it.
So this beer was originally only on the market for 5 years, but it says it's coming back after 28 years. So it must have been on the market for a little bit of time in the late 80s.
Yeah, it seems that way to me.
And then they pulled it and switched it to Super Dry.
Right, so this was actually released before Super Dry came into existence. And at the time, Asahi was kind of struggling as a company before this came out, before Super Dry. Releasing this beer, the Fortune Phoenix, was their way of, I don't know, maybe like doing a Hail Mary, trying to release something that'll bring them success. Supposedly it was a big success for them. Shortly after that, they released the Super Dry, and we all know how that turned out. I found an article on Yahoo News in Japanese about their stock shortage. Asahi Breweries announced on the 17th of September that it would temporarily suspend sales of Asahi Draft Beer, the Maru F.
Do you have any more in the back? What? Is she laughing? Oh, yes. Shut up, man. Now, what's so funny? Where have you guys been?
The first canned beer to be revived in 28 years. The company said it was unable to keep up with the supply of the product due to orders exceeding expectations, and the continuation of sales has not yet been decided. A spokesperson for the company commented, "We deeply apologize for any inconvenience this may cause to our customers and business partners." The company had planned to sell 550,000 boxes of Asahi Maru F in September. One box is equivalent to 20 large bottles. And they expected to sell 1.5 million boxes by the end of 2021. However, the orders just for September have already exceeded 800,000 boxes. So the company stopped taking orders on September 16th. So, 3 days ago? They stopped. The product will be on store shelves for the time being to accommodate the orders, but will disappear once the stock runs out. So, if you have some of these, if you happen to pick some up, congratulations. It seems like they'll be disappearing for a while.
Yeah, good job. I only have one, and we all know what's going to happen to my one, so...
Right.
But you can actually still get this. So today I found this in the convenience store. So if you went to a store today, probably you can get this today.
Yeah, I'm sure it also depends on where you are. Like if you're in Tokyo, I'm sure they're all sold out. Okay, so here's some information from Asahi's homepage about the Maru F beer. In 1986, Asahi Breweries was in such a slump that it was called Sunset Beer. Damn. With the hope of a phoenix-like revival, developers began brewing beer under the development symbol Maru F. After much trial and error, they came up with a beer that was full-bodied, yet crisp. After much trial and error, a completely new taste was born that had never existed before. Damn, I'm pumped. In 2021, Asahi's Royal Beer will be revived to light a warm lamp in everyone's heart and bring warmth to Japan. That's such a nice sentence. Light a warm lamp in your heart.
What could be going on now that we need a lamp?
Are we like in the heart of darkness now? So this is my favorite part from the homepage. At the very bottom, like under the PR videos and everything, there's a little blurb. Incidentally, the F in Maru F stands for Phoenix. However, we later realized that the first letter of Phoenix was a P, so we decided to use the word anyway. And later on, we added fortune in front of Phoenix to make it more, correct. So now if you look at the bottle, it says Fortune Phoenix. So now they can claim Maru F is Maru Fortune, or Circle Fortune. But no, Asahi done goofed. They done goofed.
But didn't admit to it, just tried to just pretend they never
Exactly. I'm actually surprised they said this on the website.
I've got to admit that there, but it's like 30 years later. So.
It's pretty funny. So that's where the fortune came from. It's mandatory fortune.
So obviously the original name that they put this like Hilton-esque F logo around the top of this can.
Oh geez, yeah.
Like a 1980s like hotel logo. You'd find on like some matches at a bar or something.
In general, I really like this can design. It's very
I do too.
Showa to me. Showa era in Japan.
Cool like font.
Yeah, like hip 1960s kind of.
They don't need the top part. Though.
No, the top rim here, I don't know, it's just a little, chintzy?
Is that something Trump would put on a can or something?
Yeah. Exactly. A little gaudy.
Yeah, like a Vegas hotel in the 80s or something.
So one more thing I forgot to mention was supposedly Asahi's plan with this beer is to not make this a limited release. They want to continue this in the future and build its popularity and have it actually exist as a second pillar in their beer lineup.
Because now they only have Super Dry in the actual beer section of the supermarket, whereas Korean have two, I believe.
Right.
So,
anyway, shall we try it out?
So take a look at the color.
Yeah, nothing too remarkable about the color. Pretty standard.
Kanpai.
Kanpai.
It is different to Super Dry.
It is, yeah. It's more full-bodied.
Yeah. It's not as light as Super Dry.
It's not hoppy though.
No. Yeasty.
Yeah.
Kind of buzzes on your tongue a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's trying to do anything crazy or new. Again, this is just a revival of...
It's an 80s beer. So,
a beer from the 80s.
Does it taste like the 80s?
I mean...
It tastes like Arnie walking around without any clothes.
I need your clothes, your boots, and your motorcycle. You forgot to say please.
Beating people up with pool cues.
Have you ever seen Cheers?
Of course.
Yeah, I think we've talked about it before. Yeah, like that kind of establishments. Yeah.
So talking about Cheers, is it something Norm would drink on the corner of the bar?
Oh geez, Norm or what's the mailman's name?
The mailman.
Remember he worked for the post office.
Ah, the guy with the mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't recall his name, but yeah. He always had like blue overalls on or something like that.
He always had his
Grey hair.
Yeah, gray hair, the mustache.
Is that post satchel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah.
It's like his kind of beer.
That's just, the vibe I'm getting.
That's a good thing though. That means it reminds you of the 80s. It's an 80s beer. So.
Yeah.
I see Ted Danson drinking it.
Yeah. Ted Danson would go for like a Bud, I think.
Speaking of Cheers, there used to be a Cheers bar in London.
I think I've seen them in airports in America.
I heard it's like a chain thing, right?
Yeah.
And at that one, they actually had a Norm plaque on his corner of the bar. So I can see this like being a permanent product, to be honest. Like,
There's not much to say about it.
not really.
However, I mean, even with Super Dry, there's not really much to say about Super Dry either.
No.
It's just quality and it's easy to drink.
I think the point of these beers are that you don't analyze them or anything.
You don't have to think about it.
You just enjoy light beer taste at the end of the day, but you want to drink real beer, not like fake beer or something like the other kinds of beer we have in Japan. It's kind of funny, the whole situation that happened with them like running out. Japanese companies never seem to understand how much Japanese people like new things.
It happens all the time, not even with beer or food, but with...
Like they could take Super Dry and just pour it into this can and they get 800,000 requests.
Yeah. Oftentimes, new businesses will get huge spikes in sales or customers right up front. But then after the whole novelty, like, ooh, shiny new business kind of effect wears off, sometimes they go under.
More than often they go.
Yeah.
I think that's why I have a theory. I think that's why like the fast food chains have more unique or limited items than the same ones in America or the UK.
That would make sense.
They constantly having to like keep customers coming back for new items.
Yeah, because here it's like, for many people, their mindset is once you try it, you're done with it. You don't need to try it again.
All of the other YouTubers I've watched who do fast food reviews, who come to Asia, when they go back to America, they start complaining, why don't we have this special pie? Why don't we have this special burger? It's because Western people just don't care about eating the same thing over and over again.
Because Americans will buy it regardless.
They don't know that that's a possible thing. Like, we just accepted that as the reality.
I think that's the result of voting with your wallet. Is that what they say?
Right, sure. Yeah. In Japan, if you don't keep refreshing the business, it's kind of exhausting, I think, for business owners. You've got to keep rebranding, coming up with something.
Yep.
Even if you just take the same product and rebrand it as something else.
I think that's why you see so many like crazy ideas for like,
Crazy
drinks and snacks
burgers and things.
over here.
Yeah, fair play to Asahi. They brought back an old beer.
Yeah,
Obviously, they're going to make a lot of money off it.
it's good.
So, but it's a good product.
I enjoyed the taste.
Me too.
I like the can.
So, as we've done recently, we've been checking out Amazon reviews.
That's right.
Actually, although this beer is, a week old, there are already some Amazon reviews.
So there's two possibilities. One, they're recalling their memories of this from the 80s. Or two, they were the first to jump on it.
Regardless of either, I'm sure the English will be perfect.
And on that topic, David, would you like to do the honors?
I would love to do the honors. Yeah. It's kind of like an obstacle course, or like the Takashi's Castle of reading. Like, I could fall down and break my arm at any
Be
time.
careful.
Okay, so our first review gave this 5 stars. It is very easy to drink, similar to Heineken and Carlsberg that I usually drink. But the aftertaste is characterized by the bitterness of hops. You get bitterness? You said it was hoppy a little bit. Malty, you said, I think.
Malty.
I said yeasty.
Yeasty.
The clear taste without any miscellaneous taste seems to go well with any dish. The word that came up unexpectedly the moment I drank unexpectedly was, I'm fine with this kind of thing.
You know what? Me too. I'm fine with this kind of thing.
And the title of this review was, I'm okay with this kind of thing. I'm okay with that. So the second review gave it also 5 stars.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. I had stopped drinking beer regularly for the past 2 years or so when I suddenly discovered the taste of this product. I discovered the taste of this product and bought a box of it without a second thought. So all those box orders are coming in. It's not buying one can, just buying a box.
Wow.
It's a shame that this product is only available for a limited time. I wonder if it is because it lacks freshness even if they keep selling it. The limited time offer in Japan? If there is a 100-year commitment to this product, why not make it a signature product like Super Dry? If you have a 100-year commitment to our product, you need to make it a signature product like Super Dry, or else it is a contradiction. I think this is a contradiction.
So I understand what they're saying, but they are misinformed, it seems. The fact that Asahi ceased production of this beer, I think kind of made the rounds in the news circuit. But it's not forever. They only ceased production long enough to, figure things out, because they want to continue with it for many years.
I think I'm gonna go 7.
I'm going 7 as well. Yeah.
I like it. It doesn't have enough specialness about it to get it in like the 8, 9, 10 territory.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if they removed like the Bath 1987 Bath soap logo off the top.
Really? Are we going there?
No, I might just say that's kind of funny, so I might just keep it at 7 anyway.
I think 7 is a quality beer, but it doesn't win any gold medals or anything like that. Before we go, quick question. Favorite non-Japanese beer?
It's not a quick question, that's a very difficult question. Singha. Because Singha reminds me of street food that I like the most. And it matches that food perfectly.
I have many favorite beers, but the first one that popped into my head after drinking this, for some reason, was Old Speckled Hen.
Really?
Have you tried that before?
Yeah, that's from England, isn't it?
Yeah. Pretty minor in the US. In Japan, it's non-existent. But
When I hear that, I think of an old dude with a dog on a rope or something.
the dog on a rope.
All of our beers seem a lot classier in England, in America, sorry, for some reason.
It's good stuff though, I love it.
If you guys would like to see any other beer reviews, if you know of any Japanese products you want us to try out, please let us know in the comments. Of course, as new beers appear on the market, we're always going to try them out on the show anyway. But if there are any old classics like Sapporo or Kirin Ichiban or any of those you want us to review, we can do that too.
Yep, we're open for everything. If you enjoyed this episode, please don't forget to give us a like. If you're not subscribed yet, please subscribe. And turn on the little bell notification for future updates. So, until next time.
See ya.
See ya.